All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday night, almost the last week of August. So crazy how fast summer flew by. But we are super, super excited to talk to you about the coaching opportunity because it has completely changed all of our lives in so many different ways. And we're here just to kind of share our stories and see if this could be a great fit for you in whatever capacity that you need this to help you in your life. So, we're first just going to share our stories, how this has changed us, and then we're going to kind of dive a little bit deeper into coaching and how this can work for you. So, first of all, my name is Rose Smith. Hi, if you guys don't know me, I've been a coach for over 8 years. It still like blows my mind. I'm like, how did it like 8 years just like poof go by? Um, but before I started Beachbody, I was a full time high school athletic trainer. So I was pretty much like a physical therapist in the high school setting for athletes. So I would have to be there pretty much all day. And the running joke was like, "Oh, Rose, did you bring your sleeping bag today?" I'm like, haha, so funny. I would literally be there from 10 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, weekends, holidays. If school had off, great. I did not have off. I was there all of the time. And I grew up with awesome parents, and they instilled in me the American dream of go to school, get good grades, get a degree, get a career, do that career until you're 65, have a pension plan, and then go and be happy and live your life. Um, 4 years into my career, I said, wow, I don't know if I could do this for another 40 years and wake up every single day and not truly be happy where my life is going. So, yes, I love helping people. Hello, I am a coach because I do love to help people. But I just kind of like fell out of love, not with athletic training, but more so the system of the education system and all the fun stuff that comes along with that. And just the ability to have control over my life, I just felt like I was missing so much because I had to work so much. And as a high school athletic trainer, there was only one of me. So I could never call out. I mean, by the time I quit my high school job, I don't even know how many sick days I just washed away because I couldn't use them. Um, and that was the sad part is I missed out on so much. And I'm like, man, like what happens when I have kids and when I want to have a family and get married? Like, what is that going to look like for me 10, 15, 20 years down the road? So while I was like going through all this emotional turmoil of like, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Like, I thought this was going to be it, but it's not. In the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, got to go back to school, got to get another degree. But I'm like, I really don't want to do that. Um, so I gained a lot of weight because I was depressed and I was just kind of going through the motions. And I'm like, man, this is not where I thought I would be at the age of, I forget how old I was when I signed up to be a coach, 26, 27. Like, I just didn't see my life being here. So I knew I had to, number one, get my health on track. I started having a lot of weird issues, like my hair was falling out. I started having like acne. I was always exhausted. Even like when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, all right, I could like sleep again for another 12 hours. I knew something had to be done. So even though I like ran on the treadmill during my prep period, nothing was working. My brother did this crazy program called Insanity, and I was like, all right, like I have no time. I was hour commute to work, an hour back to work. So 2 hours just commuting. I didn't have time to go to a gym. I was in a long distance relationship on top of all this. So even though I worked on the weekends, I traveled like 3 freaking hours. It was crazy, crazy. But I could roll out of bed, do a DVD program for 30 minutes, and then head off to work. So that's what I did. I got the DVDs off of Amazon at the time. So I didn't have a coach. I didn't have an accountability group. I didn't have this whole sphere atmosphere of what Beachbody and the community really encompassed. But I did the program and I lost like 30 pounds. I felt amazing. I'm like, oh my God, like I went to school for this and I struggled with my health and fitness. But this silly little DVD like brought me back to life. So that's when I finally went on the Beachbody website. I saw that you could become a coach. And I'm a huge introvert. I'm like, hell no, there's no way I could do this. It sounds cool. Kind of sounds like I could do this because I love helping people. I love the workouts. I want to continue on my health and fitness journey, but I had no clue on what to even do or start. But I just signed up for a free membership because I wanted to do another workout. So my free coach reached out to me and make a long story short, we connected. She said, you would make an amazing coach. I'll mentor you. I'll help you. I'll show you everything that you need to do. And of course, in the back of my mind, I'm like, wow, like how crazy. Like if this could be the thing to get me out of the, Groundhog Day I was in. And as hesitant as I was, as fearful as I was, I jumped in because I had no other I had no other option. And always told myself, worst case scenario, if I failed at this, but I still got healthier and happier and grew my confidence, cool. Like that was the worst case scenario. Like there was nothing for me to lose. Um, and it was the best decision I made, besides marrying my husband, of course. And I haven't looked back since. And in 3 years, I was able to triple my high school athletic trainer salary. I quit, became a full time Beachbody coach. And now I have a son with a baby on the way. And I shared this on my Instagram stories today. It's the little things that you don't even realize that this could do for you. So, when I was going through my whole like debacle of like, what if I do have a family? Like, when am I even going to see them? Like, this gave me that freedom of time. Yes, financially, it's changed our lives in so many ways, but it's the little things, the time that it's given me. I took a 3 hour nap this morning. I'm freaking exhausted. Guys, like, if you are pregnant and you're going to work, I give it to you. It's it's especially the first trimester, right? It's just like you're so tired. Um, so it's those little things that like I don't have to worry about going back to maternity leave. I have an amazing team that has my back that I know, I did it with Parker and then with this baby coming up. It's been an absolute blessing. And every time I'm not going to cry, I go to bed, I'm like, "Ah, thank God." Like, it's just like that one like that level of stress that I don't have to have on my shoulders. Like, thank God I have this. I don't have to have that burden of how am I going to do this, be a mom, blah, blah, blah. Like, I do this in my spare time now when I want to, when it works for me. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to shoot it over to Jess and take it away.
Okay. Well, I'm really jealous of your 3-hour nap because once that
Sorry,
baby
I had
comes,
to.
let me tell you, they're nonstop. So, hi guys, I'm Jess, and I'm gonna try not to yell because finally my two just fell asleep. So I usually get very loud and very excited when I do these calls. So I'm at like the complete opposite end of my house in the playroom. So don't mind my background, although it's pretty fitting given my history. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and how I ran into my coach and how this all got started for me. But what Rose is saying is absolutely on point. If you talked to me 8.5 years ago and told me that this would be my life and this is where it would have gone and this is how I would have gotten there, I would have laughed and said you were absolutely crazy and that it would just be a dream of mine. I was a first grade teacher for almost 9 years. And when I was a teacher, I was also a jack of all trades. I would take people's dogs on walks. I would house sit. I would tutor. I would work 2 part-time jobs just to help make ends meet. And I was drowning in over $23,000 worth of credit card debt from college that I carried on with me, but had great credit. I never missed a payment, but I just was like, it was a juggling act. And while I was working, one of my retail jobs was when I actually ran into a perfect stranger who told me about this life-changing opportunity. But it wasn't really until one day that we got paid on the 15th and the 30th of the month. So not even every 2 weeks. And trying to make all of the bills work from the 15th and the 30th was very difficult, especially going back into the school year right now around this time where I would have spent hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars getting my classroom ready for my first grade students. I would go in spending way too much money, put myself back in debt, and then we wouldn't get paid until September 15th. So then things were really tight. And I just remember every year going, there's got to be something more. There has to be something that gives because I cannot do this for the rest of my life. At the time, I was single and I was trying to figure out how to get out of debt. But it was, I think, like, I don't know, the 28th of the month, and it was a Wednesday, or I'm sorry, it was a Tuesday. And I remember saying, okay, well, if I call out Wednesday and I call out Thursday and go in Friday, the Friday was when we were getting paid. I think I can make it work because then I can finally fill my gas tank. Like, that's how bad things were. But I always had a smile on my face. Nobody knew about the struggle because I never asked for help. But also because I was putting in the time. I was showing up. I was a full-time teacher. I went on to get my master's for that program. Um, and I did all the things, right? I did all the things like Rose said her parents trained her to do. You go to school, you get a degree, you get a good job, you don't complain because you've got benefits, and then it is what it is. And I just kept saying, and I said this to multiple people, staff that I worked with, isn't there something more? Like, is this what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life? And I was like, well, I guess it's nice because I get a new group of students every year. And that part was nice because it changed it up. But the education system changed drastically from the time that I started and the time that I was able to finally leave. And it was 2013. We had just gotten engaged, my fiance at the time. And I remember when he asked me to marry him, there were like two massive thoughts. Of course, yes was the first thought. But then the second thought was I finally had to tell him, number one, how much debt we were in. And I didn't know if we would be able to afford a wedding and he would have to take that on. And it was the scariest moment. And I realized I needed something where I could put in the effort and put in the work and be paid upon that effort and that work. If I worked harder, my paycheck would reflect that. And with teaching, it didn't matter that I showed up 3 hours early or stayed 4 hours late or, worked from 6 o'clock in my classroom until 8 o'clock at night or 9:30 at night when there's back to school nights. That time that I put in, that money that I invested into my classroom, it didn't matter. It was never going to come back to me. And I knew if I could bet on someone and bet on myself, I could put in the work and I could certainly get the results that I needed to get financially and health wise. Because, of course, I was just engaged. I wanted to look amazing for my wedding day. So I was working my part time job at a very nice athletic apparel store I shouldn't have worked at because I definitely wasn't making any extra money, but that's another story. And it was a Saturday afternoon, and this girl and a guy were walking through my section in the pants. And I was supposed to be telling them all about her incredible high-tech fabric. And all I could think about was she had such an amazing glow about her. And her skin looked healthy. She was like slightly tan, but not like burnt. And it was just the start of summer. So I'm thinking, what has this girl done? What's her skincare routine? So I asked her and I said, are you doing something special? What products do you use? And she said, well, actually, I just got finished a cleanse and I drink a really great shake. And have you ever heard of it or tried it? And I pretended. She said Shakeology. And I was like, oh, yeah, totally. I know what you're talking about. I had no idea. I've never heard of it before. And we shared information that most strangers don't share about IBS and colitis and digestive disorders and stress. And we instantly clicked. And I remember she said to me, if you want, here's my information, or I'll take your information and I can send you all the stuff you need to know about this cleanse. And I'm like, all right, how am I going to convince my soon to be husband, who just found out I was $23,000 in consumer debt, to let me spend $275 on this cleanse challenge pack? Well, they told me there was a 30-day money back guarantee. And I said, the program's 21 days. So if it doesn't work, I'll send it back. No problem. And that person happened to be Rose, who just spoke. And we had never met before, but she helped get me through that program. And 21 days later, I honestly, as someone who suffered from really severely debilitating digestive disorders, I felt incredible. I felt the best that I had actually ever felt, probably since I was, I don't know, fifth, sixth, seventh grade. I had lost 16 pounds and 12 inches overall, I think were my results. But as soon as I did it, I knew I needed to like shout it from the rooftops and tell everyone about it. But I could go on and on about my story, by the way. So I'm going to try and like streamline it for you. But lo and behold, it was the end of the school year, and I posted my normal post: who's looking for a dog sitter, who's looking for a house sitter, who has a job at your retail store that I could jump in on for the summer. And she reached out to me and she said, Jess, you had such amazing results and you would make an absolutely incredible coach. Why don't you start sharing it, because you can also make a little extra income? So my goals were small. I wanted my Shakeology paid for. I knew how good it made me feel. I knew how much it helped me. That was goal one. And it snowballed from there. And a business grew because I fell so in love with the products and the programs and became extremely passionate about paying it forward. Because if I knew that I could feel that way and get these results, then anybody could. And if you trusted in the programs and if you used your lifeline for support for your coach, it became such a huge passion for me. But never even in my wildest dreams, if you asked me when I first said yes to actually coaching, would I picture that I would be here 8.5 years later. 3 years in, I matched my teaching income and was able to make a decision at that time, because I was about to have our first baby, that I would leave and I would not return after an extended unpaid maternity leave, because this business had become something that would allow me to do that. And, here we are 8.5 years later with 2 girls in our forever home. And I cannot believe where this business has grown to, where it has gone and where it has taken me. We'll talk about the perks and the benefits of what you can earn, but it's earned me a lifetime with my girls. It's earned me the opportunity to be there for every moment. And, especially with the past couple of years when it's been really hard for a lot of people when it comes to securing an income or growing an income, it has been the thing that has gotten, us through. And a lot of people will assume, oh, well, Dan must make really good money and you just stay home with the girls and dabble in that. Heck no. I am a huge role in providing for our family. And, for that, I'm incredibly grateful. I told you I can go on and on and on, so I'm going to stop there. But it's just been something that I honestly, looking back in 2013 when I said yes to this opportunity, could have never imagined where it would have taken me, and the people that I would have gotten to meet and the places that I've been able to go. So it's a powerful opportunity. So I hope you're with open mind, open heart. I'm going to pass it over to Jen now.
Hey everybody, I'm Jen. I've been coaching about 1.5 years now. So a little less time than these ladies, but I can't wait to see where I am 8 years from now. I actually heard about Beachbody probably around the time Rose did. I saw the infomercials for Insanity 2, and I was so cheap, I decided to buy a bootleg version off of eBay, like burned DVDs. And I did the program 8 years ago and also got really amazing results. But I didn't know anything about Shakeology, anything about coaching, anything about the community, anything about even the nutrition. I knew nothing. I just did the workouts and they worked. But without all of those other things that I just mentioned, is really easy to not stay on and not jump into another program. So that's what I did. And over those next 6 or so years, I had bounced back and forth between going to the gym, gaining weight, losing weight, paying for a gym membership that I never went to. And about 3 or so years ago, maybe 4 now, I decided to try the new program 80 Day Obsession that was coming out. And I had learned a little bit more about the Beachbody community at that point and all of that stuff. And I was doing the program on my own. And actually, my coach became friends with my mom on Facebook because they're from the same town. And my mom saw her posts and was saying, oh, I see she's doing the same program as you, and she's so happy and so peppy and so great. And she keeps posting about this group that she has for accountability. Maybe she'll let you join. So my mom reached out to her and said, oh, my daughter's doing this program. Like, can she join? And my coach said, yeah, she can join. I just have to get her to be on my team. I have to be her coach, and she can absolutely join. So that's what I did. Also got amazing results from that, but fell off again and stay on. And then unfortunately, January of 2020, I had a miscarriage, and I knew that I had to do something to be healthier because I wanted to have the best rest of my life. On top of the physical health, I really needed the mental health part of it because I was severely depressed from that. And then COVID happened and we got locked down, and it made everything so much worse. And I was always on the phone with my mom, crying all the time. And we knew that that Beachbody was out there and still an option. And I was like rapidly gaining weight from both being stuck in the house from COVID, the hormones, and the depression, all of it mixed together. I became the heaviest I ever was. And my mom and I actually decided to split the cost for a challenge pack. And we did 80 Day Obsession again together. About 2 months into it, I was doing all the workouts, but I still wasn't really so good on the nutrition. And then about 2 months into it is when we got locked down from COVID, and I lost my part-time job. I always had my full-time job. I was very lucky to have that, but I also have a second income waitressing. And when the restaurants all got shut down, that completely stopped my second stream of income. And I knew that there was an opportunity to make money by coaching. And also I knew I needed the accountability from coaching because it is the ultimate accountability. You know, if other people are watching you and expecting you to post, and your clients are waiting on you to get results, you know, you really have to step up and do it. So there was a lot of reasons why I decided to start coaching. And I never knew how much it would change my life though. I, at the time, really wasn't looking for new friends. I wasn't looking to make massive amounts of money. I was just looking to stay healthy and supplement my income because I lost my serving job. But it was honestly the best decision I ever made. I ended up losing 35 pounds, and I have never been happier. The biggest blessing for me is the opportunity to help others change their lives. And when I get messages from my challengers telling me how great they feel and the success they're having, nothing makes my day like that. And you'll hear a lot of us say it if you start, watching us, but it couldn't be anything further from the truth. I would do this even if I didn't make money. I would do it for free because it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And that's pretty much my story.
And that's it. No, just kidding. That was awesome, Jen. Thanks. Jen and Jess. All right. Let me share my screen now. Can you guys see? Yes? Jess, can you see it? Ah. Let me blow it up a little bit. Cool. All right. So now we're going to get into some nitty gritty stuff. I know when I first heard the word coach, I had all these misconceptions of what a coach is, what a coach isn't. Honestly, like a coach is everybody, meaning like anybody can inspire anybody else. And that's really honestly what we do as coaches. We just inspire people. We're not experts. We are not salespeople. We don't need to know everything. We don't have to have six pack abs. There is not like this perfect shaped person that's a beach body coach. Like there's no such thing as that. Um, like we don't have to have a degree, we don't have to have a certification. And especially like I get it from all angles, guys. I get I'm too skinny. I get I'm too overweight. I get I'm pregnant. Well, you know what? I honestly think being pregnant and being a coach is like the best time because people get to see you go through this amazing transformation and then got to do it all over again. But there's no such thing as this perfect coach, right? We all jump into this pretty much like blindly. But luckily, you have an amazing team at your back. But you really just grow through this. Nobody ever signs up and they're like, yes, I know exactly what to do. We give you all the tools, all the training, all of the things. But it's really just like anything new, right? Like any job, your first day, you're never 100% sure and fully confident in what to do. You learn as you go through it, right? And this is the same thing. It's just, and we'll talk more about it, but first and foremost, it's just sharing your life, sharing your journey, sharing the ups and downs, being vulnerable, because that's how we just connect as human beings, right? If we all kind of just kept to ourselves, and we kind of saw it during COVID, like when we're all like locked down by ourselves, we go a little bit cuckoo, right? Like as human beings, we're meant to be social. We're meant to connect with each other. We're meant to share so that we can learn and grow. And that's kind of like already built into this, which is super cool. And something, yes, we're a health and fitness company, but there's so many layers as you've heard through my story, Jess's story, Jen, there's so many different layers that unfolds, but it all has to just do with you, right? Like wherever you are in your season of life now, that's where you're starting with. So don't pretend to be anybody else in this to be a perfect coach. All you need, the perfect coach, is you. You just have to be you. And that's the magic, the secret sauce in this is because there's going to be other people that say, man, like I can relate to Jen's struggles. Like I've been there. I know how hard it is. And I feel safe talking to Jen because she gets where I am right now, right? Or with Jess, like, yeah, like I'm in a lot of debt too. I feel like Jess could be the one that could help me. It's because we shared our stories, because we were vulnerable, that allows other people to just break down their walls and say, I need help too. So there is no perfect coach. It's just about being the most open and honest you that can be. So our team goals is, like I said, to really just help people live their best lives possible, and they can and we can make that up for ourselves, right? Like for me, I like being home. I don't want to go to like a real work every day. Yes, this is real work, but you guys know what I mean. But other people love that. So your story does not have to be my story, does not have to be Jess's or Jen. You can make whatever life looks like best for you. And that's what's great is you can make this whatever you want it to be. And you can then help people the same way you've been helped, just by giving them the tools of inspiring them, giving the accountability and the resources. And don't be like, my God, what resources? Well, when you sign up, we give you everything, right? We tell you We give you all the tools on how to keep people accountable, how to run your challenge groups, how to talk to people. Like there's there's Google. Let's just be honest. You can Google everything as well. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel with any of this. You just have to be willing to put yourself out there, be willing to get uncomfortable, because when you do that, really amazing things start to happen. Um, be willing to make a lot of new friends. That's kind of another perk of this, is you just meet so many amazing people. You get to learn from so many people, and you get to just have life with them, lean on them when times are rough, and celebrate with them when times are good. And then our last goal is to help people just embrace life, feel confident, and just be empowered every single day. There's so much, negativity out there, guys. I don't need to remind you now of the heaviness and weight that's going on in the world today. But if you can be that one light for people nowadays, it is such a refreshing, um, it's just refreshing, right? To go on your news feed and see somebody being helpful, to see someone inspiring other people, to see somebody giving you, just a little bit of light during your day in such dark times. So that is what we give to people. And that's what obviously anybody and you can do for people as well too. Jen, I think you're up.
So a day in the life of coaching is these main three things. Self-love is definitely the first one. As a coach, your number one, there's a fly in my house. Your number one goal is to take care of yourself first and be the best version of you. And that means, doing your workout for your physical health and also your mental health, also reading personal development, and doing affirmations, being grateful. There's so many parts that we learn that go into filling your cup first, because that the saying may be cliche, but you definitely can't pour from an empty cup. You can't be there for your kids. You can't be there for your spouse. You can't be there for your friends, even if you can't be there for yourself first. So that's like your main job. And I've never had a job that made me put me first. The job always came first. So that's one of the greatest things about coaching. The second is sharing love, and you sharing your story is sharing love. It's helping other people connect with you and realize that whatever they're going through, it may or may not be the same struggle, but we all have struggles. And when you share your journey and you share all that vulnerability, you give people the opportunity to also be vulnerable and become better versions of themselves. And spreading love also, Rose touched on it a little bit, but everything we're seeing in the news and social media and everything is just generally pounding negativity down our throats. And as a coach, you get to be the light. You get to spread that love out. And you'll notice, if you do decide to coach with us, you'll notice when you become friends with people that are like-minded as you and going through the same journey and the same goals, your newsfeed will totally change, because the algorithms are really smart. And the more positivity that you interact with is the more positivity you're going to see. And for a long time, I didn't see like so many negative COVID posts, so many vax posts. Like, what I see every day are mostly women taking care of themselves, taking care of their families, and also spreading love. Touched on this stuff a little bit already, but your journey is what you share every day. And that's everything about your journey. It's not just the fitness part, and we don't just share the highlight reel. We share the struggles too. We share, if we're having a bad day. We share if the kids are screaming and we're frustrated. We share all of that. And that's what makes us more human. We don't only share just the glorified filtered pictures. And when I started sharing I wasn't ready to share my truth at first, but when I started sharing my truth more vulnerably is when I really did start to make a lot of connections with people. And half the time I don't talk to anyone about fitness. I talk to them about real life. People that I would have probably never spoken to before, all those Facebook friends that you have from high school that you never spoke to, you really do start to make all these really awesome connections and meet people. And then you spread the word about health and fitness in the middle of sharing your full life, and you help other people get started. And that's once you show them, the way that you did it, they get results, and in turn they want to share it. And that's just how this community just keeps growing.
All right. I think I'm going to take it over here. So, what Jen just talked about was kind of like a general overview of, how you approach the day in the life of as a coach. But the cool thing is when I started this business and built this business, I was a full-time teacher and I was working retail hours. So I literally had small pockets of time where I could make this business work and grow this business to the point of 3 years and being able to walk away from my teaching job. So some of the things that we do on a daily basis, and one of the resources that you're provided with are things like trackers and Success Club systems that help make sure that the things that you are doing not only help set you up for success in your business, but just kind of ticks off little boxes that make sure that you're doing the right things to build a business that's going to put you in the position of having success and earning income and building a team. Because in the end, when you join as a coach, yes, we all want to live that unicorn and butterfly life where we're just here to help people, but we're also here to make some money. So, some of the resources and tools that you're seeing right now, like the weekly success tracker, it kind of takes you through exactly what you need to do. So as a coach, we have vital behaviors, vital because they are the things that you need to be doing in order to see growth in your business. So you can see here, like taking care of you first, daily business essentials, how to show up on social media, and how to fit it into pockets of time of your day. So we have different tools that you can use, and there's a million tools right in our online office that you can utilize to help you with this sort of tracking. Like the one you see on the right is the online one. That one on the left is the one that I love. Make anything pretty and give me check marks that I can put on something and I'm happy with it. But basically, what you're doing on a daily basis, if you're overwhelmed and you're afraid that you're not doing anything at all, we always say go back to basics or start with the basics. And number one, like Jen said, and like we've done tonight, is you need to share your story. You do need to be present and showcasing why you started, because we all start, no matter where you want to go with this business, we start as challengers. So you have to be taking care of yourself and being proof that the products work, which is a really cool perk of this job if you think about it, because the more you show up for yourself and the more you hold yourself accountable, the better results that you're going to get. You're going to look good, feel really good, and people are going to go, what in the world are you doing and how can I do it too? Right? So number one, be proof of the products. And then when you start being proof of the products and you follow and trust and believe, I always use Sean's quote, you trust and believe in these programs and in these products, you're going to get results. People are going to go, what are you doing? And then you're just going to invite them. You're going to say, hey, I'm doing this really awesome program. It's 30 minutes right from my living room. And you don't have to worry about matching your outfits or looking really cute in the gym. You can just pop it right in your kid's playroom DVD or, oh gosh, DVD. That's throwing it back. No, sorry. We stream now. You go right on your Apple TV device. I throw things back to like VHS time here and there. So you can stream it from Apple, right on your laptop. I do it sometimes right as the kids are playing next to my laptop, because let's face it, you got to fit it in somehow. The growling you hear in the background, by the way, is Newton. If you hear him, he goes crazy when I am on calls. I don't know why, but Anyway, okay, so you need to be proof of the product's work. You need to be inviting people. You can do that through your posts every day. You can do it through your Instagram stories. You can do it through reels. Okay, there's so many ways to invite people now, and it doesn't have to be that hey girl ugly message that people hate to get. It can truly be by making the connections through sharing your story. Okay, some of the other things that you need to be making sure that you do as vital behaviors is personal development. This is the area that I stink at because I always said I don't have time to sit down and read. I don't like to sit down and read. But there's a cool thing now. There's audio. You can play a podcast when you're driving to and from the grocery store, or, while your kids are playing, put one on your Alexa and tell her to play this. There's so many opportunities to grow in this business. And one of the worst things that you can do is not take advantage of that being one of the vital behaviors. You have to show up and continue to grow and strengthen who you are and really, what you have to offer as a coach. So you're showing up, you're being proof of the products, you're doing your personal development, you're growing, you're inviting people to join you in this amazing opportunity. I mean, like, what job gets better than that? You get paid to do that. So those are just some of the vital behaviors that we focus on in this business. And honestly, it's not super complicated. It's actually a very simple business when you do bring it down to basics of what you can do to move your business forward. That's really it. So no, what's the word? Neurosurgery, brain surgery here. Is this mine too, Rose?
I think so. You can take it.
Okay, hold on. I can't see what it is. I move my little people. Okay. Oh, yeah. So what our team provides. So the great thing about this business as well is you're never in it alone. We've mentioned before the support that you get when you join this team is you truly get the entire team. We have weekly calls every Tuesday night where we get a chance to either have guest speakers or leaders on the team, or even brand new coaches who are coming in and rocking it, hop on and lead a call and just let us know what they're up to and what they're doing, because it's an evolving business. Social media is always evolving. Even our online office and the tools that we have and the resources that we have are always evolving. We're adding things constantly, like we're adding a live format coming up this next month, and an in-home spin bike. So all of these things that we're always trying to stay on top of, understanding what's coming down the pike and what we can offer to our challengers to be the best coaches that we can be. And we do that through our weekly calls and trainings, and just offering additional mentorship and support. So you also get your coach. The person that you sign up with is responsible for your mentorship, generally speaking. If you sign up with someone who's brand new, the cool thing is you get their upline or their upline's upline. There's always someone there to help mentor and help guide you through the beginnings of your business. Because like Rose said, it's like anything when you first start a new position or a new job, there's a learning curve. But the great thing is you do not have to know a darn thing to get started. So it's not like you have to go through orientation before you can earn your first paycheck, guys. That's up to you. The more you share, the more you open up, and the more that you talk about what it is that you're doing, the more people are going to go, hey, maybe I want to do that too. And that's when you start to make your first paycheck. And then you cover your shakes. And then you get to help with your groceries that month too. And then before you know, you're covering your mortgage, right? So insert disclaimer, you have to work really, really hard to get that if you want that immediately. We also get our team page, has a ton of resources and tools that we post. We're constantly popping in there with different training opportunities. We're just finishing up a training that we did with some of our coaches. And we're always looking to up our game as the leaders of this organization. We provide you with a new coach welcome guide that helps walk you through the very simple steps of getting started with your business, like how to set up your direct deposit, because you get paid every Thursday. So you want to make sure you do that. Very important things we'll make sure that you know when you're first getting started as a coach that you're certainly not expected to know without being told. You get the Coach Online Office. I've talked about it kind of here and there, but I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the amount of resources that you have at your fingertips for $15.95 a month, that no other business opportunity gives you what we're able to be provided with as a coach for such a little amount of money as an investment. We also have team events. Oh, please bring back all our live team events this year. We are about to head, Rose and I qualified in the top percentage of the network, where we get to go to Scottsdale, Arizona at the end of the month for our leadership event, where we get to soak in all of the incredible trainings from top leaders in the network. And we get to bring that kind of stuff back to you guys. And we also have fun team events like pool parties and dinners. And let's just hope the world keeps opening up and we get to be together more, because our team really does thrive on these live events. We have quarterly events, which usually are held all around, well, now the world, because we're international. But we usually, you can find one right by where you live and head to a quarterly event, and they provide trainings and corporate announcements. What you get from this page clearly, and what I've just rambled on probably for way too long, is that you get a lot of support. You get a lot when you sign up and join our team, because we are looking to continue to grow, and we are looking to continue to, blow it out of the water with you on our team. And we want to make sure that you're provided with all the things that you need in order to have the success that you want with your business.
I think I'm taking this one, right, Jen?
You're on.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So nitty gritty, like all those things are given to you. And if you are into this to earn an income, to make money, there's nothing wrong with that, guys. I know a lot of women tend to not want to talk about money or talk about finances, but we can freaking earn money too, right? And we should, if we're serving people, there's nothing wrong with earning an income from it. And I say in this business, your income is a direct reflection of how many people you help. It's that plain and simple. We're not distributors where we're just selling you a mascara and saying, all right, bye, thanks so much. But our job as coaches starts when you sign up with us. So we are there with people from start to finish. And yeah, we absolutely deserve to make an income for doing that, for changing people's lives. So plain and simple, how do we make money? There's a few different avenues. In the beginning, most of your income is going to be by commission. So whatever people sell or whatever people purchase from you. Oh, sorry guys. Whatever people purchase from you, whether they need the workouts, Shakeology, both of them, the nutrition programs, if they want to do a 21-day cleanse, whatever it is that they need to reach the goals that they have, we earn a 20 to 40% commission depending upon what they purchase. Now, as you go on in your coaching career, you start to earn what we call team bonus cycles. This is the magical part of network marketing, is that we don't just earn from signing up people, but we earn from our team by teaching them what to do. So like Jess was talking about, like how we help you. We don't just sign people up and go, okay, bye, see ya. No, like we're mentoring them. We're talking with them one-on-one. We're doing team calls. We're doing this webinar, right? That our entire team can invite people to. So that team bonus cycle is how we earn residual income, by teaching other coaches how to bring on other coaches, and so on and so forth. So in the beginning, as a coach, most of my income was commission. And then like 6 months into it, I started getting more residual income because I was building a team. And then, 8 years later, 99% of my income is through team bonus cycles. And then there's other fun ways to earn income. There's matching bonuses, there's quarterly bonuses, and our CEO, Carl, he's always like giving away like random stuff and money and $100 bills and just fun prizes. And I think we're going to talk about this too. And Jen's gonna, I think, talk about the next slide, which what I was going to get to.
So one of the most exciting things about coaching is the vacations. Some of our trips are learning based and some are literally just vacation, just time to spend time with your friends, and you bring your spouse or your kids, depending on which trip it is. We do all kinds of trips. Every year, our annual conference is in a cool city. Unfortunately, the last 2 years, those were virtual conferences due to COVID, but this year we decided to rent a house together and we had the best freaking time. We did our workouts in the morning together, we did our trainings, and then we had fun at night. And then one of the best trips is the Success Club trip, and that is an earned trip that you do have to work for, but you get to go to usually a really cool all-inclusive and could possibly be for free. Another disclaimer, you have to work for it. But there are, like Jess talked about, we have quarterly events, which are in cities all over. So you can go to one close to your house, or you can go on a trip and find one if you want. And then also, I know Jess also talked about the leadership retreat. There are earned trips as well, for trainings when you hit certain ranks. That's something that you'll learn more about as your business grows. But can't wait till March. That's the next Success Club trip that we're going on. And this one we kind of all touched on a little bit. If you are willing to put in the work, you're definitely going to get the results. What you put in is what you get out. But I also wanted to touch on the fact that not everybody wants this to necessarily be full-time. You can do this, just to cover your shakes, or you can do this because you want to get your nails done and you don't want to dip into your salary income. So what you want to make out of this business is what you can. I mean, the opportunities are all there, but there are tons of people that do it on their own terms, where they don't want it to be full-time. We have part-time coaches, we have hobby coaches, and then we also have full-time coaches. So I think that that's really an important part to touch on, because not everybody has to, it could be intimidating to think that like you have to just want this to be able to quit your full-time job, because that's not everybody's story either.
All right, so we're gonna kind of close this out just by, and I think we all touched upon it with our stories too, is how this really can impact your life is 100% totally up to you. And a lot of it will surprise you as well. So yes, financially, this can absolutely change your life in whatever aspect you want it to. Whether it's just that freedom of time, or being able to take your kids to Disney, or sending them to a private school. But there's the other bucket that most people don't think of. It's the relationships that you have, your mental state, obviously your physical state, and how strong you are. I know, like, for me, the next 7 months, as tired as I am and as much as I don't want to work out, that's the magic part of coaching, is the accountability. Like, all right, I'm a coach, I gotta show up even if I don't want to, but I also have to probably push a 7-pound baby out of me, so I better be up for the challenge, right? The opportunity that coaching can give you is absolutely endless, and we're just going to share some of the testimonies from our team that some of them wrote up, just to show you guys that there is not a one size fits all to coaching. It is for everybody, and it touches your lives in so many different ways. So Jenny B said, coaching has touched my life in so many ways. Did I just say that? Yes, it keeps me consistent with taking care of my health, but it also pushes me out of my comfort zone daily in a good way. I'm a better wife, mother, and human because I took that leap of faith and decided to take a chance on me. Alicia. Alicia is one of my coaches. She was actually a free customer of mine, I think maybe back in 2016, 2017. She lives in North Dakota. I don't know if this is even in her little blurb, um, but she literally lives on a cow farm in the middle of nowhere. So I love sharing her story because it just shows that the power that this really can work for anybody, as long as you are willing to put in the work. So Alicia says, looking back, I never thought I'd be doing this coaching thing. I was a skeptic. I'm from a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. I'm shy and introverted. I also had a full-time job and didn't think I had time to commit to anything else. Needless to say, coaching changed my life. It brought me out of my shell. I got in shape and healthy for my rheumatoid arthritis, helped others do the same, and I was able to quit my full time job to coach and help others full time. It's also opened us up for opportunities to meet other amazing people that became my best friends. With being at home full time, I'm able to raise my kids without having to worry about missing a minute with them, but also still having a purpose outside of being a farm wife and mother and running my own business. I take pride in being able to help support our family financially, but also being there for them. I love being able to mentor other ladies, seeing their hidden potential, and work on making their dreams come true. I went from designing homes to designing my life according to my God given purpose to serve others. Do I have this one too, Jess?
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to chat about Rebecca. Oh, I love Rebecca. She has such an incredible story and is an amazing person. And I wouldn't have gotten to know her probably if we never aligned on the same team. So when I think back to before I started coaching, I barely even recognized that life or that girl. Coaching has changed the entire course of my life, financially, physically, emotionally, and mentally. As I type this in my own home, full of freedom from an abusive relationship I was once in, I'm reminded daily of what this opportunity has given me. It has given me my life back, and it has given me my voice, my freedom, and the ability to love myself enough to live a life I have always envisioned. Coaching has introduced me to a community of positive, motivational, uplifting, amazing people, which has grown into beautiful friendships. It has allowed me to live on my own with my babies as a single mom and help others achieve the same goals. Without coaching, I don't even want to think about where I would be. I am finally, and I have to keep moving you guys because you're in my way of my thing. I'm finally in love with my life and with myself. And that is something I could have never imagined before. Her story gives me goosebumps every time. Oh my gosh. And Jenna, you gave me the long ones, Rose, these amazing lifelong
I'm
transformations.
sorry. I told him to keep it short and they were just so
It's very hard
excited.
to keep your story short, guys. Just so you know. All right. And Miss Jenna, I really had no idea what to expect when I joined. I was looking for something, but I wasn't sure what. And I think a lot of people have that same exact feeling, like they're kind of like sticking your toe in the water, but you're not sure. And then you just dive in. I had just had our first son and was adjusting to being a new mom while for the first time in my adult life, not really working or having a routine. I mean, being a new mom is work, but I needed something just for me. I had been following a friend who I saw working out with her kids, and I thought I could definitely do that too. When I found out it was Beachbody programs that she was doing, I was like, I tried Insanity before, but didn't love it. And I didn't love it because I had no idea that there were other pieces to the puzzle that I was missing. I didn't know about the groups or the nutrition component. I swore I wasn't going to stick with Shakeology, but after 1 month, I was a believer. I just felt good from the inside out. I completed Insanity Max 30 while following the Portion Fix and using Shakeology daily. By the end of that program, I was back in my pre-pregnancy clothing and feeling better than I ever have. When I joined, I said I wanted to try out the business because, again, I had always worked. And just being home did not seem like work to me. It has been consistency over time that has transformed me physically. 2 kids now and in the best shape of my life and mentally. I feel like I can handle the chaos when life gets hard and I can lean into this community I've grown to love and for support. This is so much more than fitness. I didn't see that at first, but now I know it, or I know it now. My family is able to go on multiple trips because of this opportunity that I didn't even know existed. This opportunity, where I legitimately had no idea what I was doing, has helped me evolve into a better me. I'm a better mom, wife, friend, teacher, and colleague because of Beachbody. I am more confident than ever and wish that everyone would just take a chance on themselves and prove to themselves what they're capable of. When you can conquer your mind and your health and fitness, you can conquer anything. Damn.
I was just saying that in my head. I'm like, yeah, Jenna. I didn't even read this before I put it out. I'm like, man, this is like the perfect one to close it.
I mean, if that doesn't say what we needed to say, I don't know what will.
So it's been an hour and I like to keep it short and we didn't, but that's okay. I think we gave you all a lot of great information. So now what? Let's get you freaking started, right? Reach out to the coach that invited you here. We will hang out. If you guys have any questions, you can pop them in the Q&A section. If not, you can just reach out to the coach that invited you here and ask them anything. If you have any hesitations, just reach out to them and they can either give you a resource or they can tell you exactly how they felt when they first started, because we all had hesitations. But our dreams, our like, you're either moved by your dreams or you're moved by being stuck for so long, right? So you have to find that motivator for you. Like, where, if you don't do this, where's your life going to be in 5 to 10 years? If you do this, where could your life be in 5 to 10 years? Let me see if we have any questions. Jenna is on, and Jenna said, or maybe it's a different Jenna. It'll be one of the best decisions ever. It was for me. Thanks, ladies. Welcome, welcome. Oh, it is her. Okay. I don't see last name. So Jenna, thank you so much for your long but amazing testimony. All right, guys, have an amazing night and reach out, and hopefully we will see you in the team page tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks, Monica.
Night.
Take care. Thanks, Jen and Jess.
My pleasure.
Fun as always, ladies.